Yeah.
I'm sorry, we lost connection, and then
Yeah, no problem.
we're using mobile data now, so it might not be very good, but let's try.
Okay.
Okay, go again, Melissa, please.
Um, my name is Melissa. I am 13 years old, and we live in Brazil. Potato bread. Here in Brazil, the potato bread is a little and fluffy bread made with 4 eggs, 3 potatoes, but they can smash it and bake it, and milk, a glass of milk, butter. You can use sugar and a pinch of salt. And you put this on a blender and mix it, and you put in the yeah, oven.
For how much time? 30 minutes?
I think 30 minutes. And yeah.
Very good. Do you have any questions about potato bread?
Any questions about potato bread? Poland, don't you have potato bread there too? Yeah, potato bread is my favorite bread.
Do you have potato bread in Poland too?
Yeah, I know they do. But I don't know if it, can you hear him?
They don't have.
No, it just looks similar.
Uh,
Okay.
okay, now I'm going. Let me show you a different kind of bread we have here. We were supposed to have a presentation about it, but the student didn't come. But I'm going to show you a picture. Can you see my picture?
It's coming up right now, yeah.
Okay, so this is called cheese bread, but actually the correct translation would be fluffy cheese puff or cheese roll, because it's not,
Okay.
it's a little roll of cheese with cassava flour. So the secret,
Oh, wow.
yes, the secret here is the cassava flour. It's very good. It's delicious. It's typical from my state, from my region in Brazil called Minas Gerais. We are from the countryside of Brazil. So it's something from the uneducated countryside of the of Brazil. But it's very good. We have the best. In Portuguese, it's pão de queijo. So if you ever come to Brazil, you can call for pão de queijo, okay? Don't forget this. Pão de queijo. Pão de queijo, okay? If you want to practice, it's very good. You just repeat a lot of times at home or at school right now. Pão de queijo, pão de queijo, pão de queijo. Then you are ready to come to Brazil.
Now, what does that taste like?
It tastes like. What does it taste like, Melissa? Good question. Como é que é o gosto? It's fluffy inside and crunchy in the outside. So it has a mixed flavor. It's a little salty, so you can feel the salt, a pinch of salt. And what else? And it has the cheese taste, which is very good.
What kind of cheese do they put in there?
What kind of cheese? Let me ask my wife, because I don't cook. Let me ask my wife. One moment. Você sabe que tipo de queijo? It's a cheese from our region, and it's curated. Have you heard of curated cheese?
No.
Yes, it's a little older. Is it wet or dry? It's a little dry.
Okay.
And it's from our region, because our region is a great producer of cheese.
Well, good. Yeah, they kind of look like cornbread muffins to me, but cornbread muffins are cheese here, but we make it with corn. But it isn't fluffy. It's very coarse, but they look delicious.
See, it's corn there and cassava here. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it.
I think we're joined by Canada now too. So if we could get them, do you have any more, Brazil?
No, that's it.
Okay, Beth, if you can start, we have people in Poland and people in Brazil and people in Taiwan watching, so go ahead.
Hi, Mr. Cunningham. I'm over here. Let's see. Hello, everyone. So my name is Mrs. Miller, and my class is a food and nutrition class. So we're going to start with these three here, who are going to talk to you today about their beliefs or feelings about bread.
I can start? All right. Hello, my name is Aiden, and wait, can I just go into
sorry, we just need to share our screen here.
Yeah, I thought that we'd have to do that for a minute.
Yeah, go ahead.
The slides.
We're just going to share our
Go ahead, Canada.
Yeah, we're just going to share our screen real quickly. All right, perfect.
If you can't hear us, please let us know. We're not speaking loud enough. Oh, wrong one.
Yeah, wrong one. It's up at the very top, remember?
I can't see it.
Here, can you like?
I can see it. So it's in the way.
Oh, okay.
I can't get it. Yeah, I'll do this one.
Why did you have to go down to the bottom before we actually video chat with them?
There we go. I think we're set up. Sorry about that.
Yeah. All right. I think I need to move the camera down. Okay, so one thing that Canada makes is like really good maple syrup. So when we make French toast down here, usually with like the best maple syrup ever, when you combine some of the best bread, like say from France or somewhere else, with maple syrup from here, you can have really good French toast and a really good balanced breakfast in the morning involving bread and so many other things. With French toast, you can mix bacon, pretty much anything you want. It all depends on how you're feeling and like what you're in the mood for. Okay. Okay, you wanna go? You wanna take over?
Okay. Hi, I'm Madison. So here in Canada, we normally have very simple bread recipes. It's normally yeast, water, some sugar, salt, a little bit of canola oil and flour. Pretty simple. Maybe like I don't know if you can see all the pictures. They're all there. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Amara. I did a slide about the yeast that's in bread. Yeast is an organism that will feed on sugars in bread dough, and that releases a gas which gives the bread volume and makes it airy. Different kinds of yeast. There's active dry yeast, which needs to be dissolved in water before being used to activate the yeast, or there's also instant yeast that can be added straight into bread dough.
Hi, I'm Daniel, and this is my presentation about garlic bread. Garlic bread is the best type of bread. It's good by itself or with spaghetti. You can also put cheese on it, and the best garlic bread is the bread from Costco. Thank you. Oh, don't say okay, sorry.
Oh, okay. Hi, my name is Luca Zoltik, and I chose baguette. So baguette is the best type of bread because, they're very...
Attention all students, we will now be calling down everybody for the photos. We will only be calling you down by last name, so please pay attention to that. If we could have everybody with the last names that begin with A and E head down to the small gym. A to E, thank you.
So as I was saying, they're the best. First of all, because baguette, it's a very lethal weapon. So like if you have someone in your house that you don't want them to be there, and
excuse the interruption, that is A to B only. Thank you.
All right. So you can hit someone with a baguette because it's very crispy. I eat baguettes with string cheese. And I also put it in the oven. So yeah, that's mine. Thank you.
Thank you. Good day.
Hi, my name's Julia.
I'm Heather.
And we're going to talk about bread's history.
So the first breads were porridge and flat cakes, which are grains mixed together with water and milk, and they're eaten raw porridge and thick.
In the 21st century, the earliest breads were in the Middle Eastern and Indian naan and pizza.
In medieval times, making bread became a symbol in Britain. Upper class preferred white loaves, while the poor had very bran. Thank you.
I'm Lisa, and I'm going to be doing types of breads. So there's pizza crust, banana bread, toast, sourdough, baguette, rye bread, feta, small bread, white bread, whole wheat bread, naan, biscuit, bun, brown bread, bagels, and there's many more. And banana bread, it's a type of bread that's made out of bananas and is usually sweet and cake-like.
I'm Madison. Bread has a lot of uses. It can be used in a lot of ways, like toast, sandwiches, wraps, and a lot of other things. It can be used in all three of your important meals of the day. Like you could have toast for breakfast, a sandwich for lunch, and like a croissant on the side with dinner. It could be in the form of a dessert as like a cinnamon bun or something. It can not only be used towards people, but you can also use it to feed certain animals, just not ducks.
Okay, my name
Why
is...
not? Do you know? Now you have the answer. Okay, thank you.
Okay, my name is Haley, and this is why you can't feed ducks bread. So bread can be bad for ducks for many different reasons. For example, duckling malnutrition, loss of natural behavior, and more. Feeding ducks bread can cause duckling malnutrition because ducklings need a variety of different plants, insects. If ducklings are fed bread on a regular basis, they will not get the nutrition needed.
Hi, my name is Dave, and my slide is bread good or bad for our health. So some pros of bread is it provides calcium, which helps with the bones and teeth. Bread is a low-fat food, and most bread is low in sugar, which is important for having healthy teeth. And bread provides fiber. This helps to keep our digestive system healthy. Some cons of bread is it increases blood sugar. It's addictive. It's difficult to digest, and it has little nutritional value.
1 second. We just have to do quick change.
So I did mine on French toast, and French toast is just regular bread, like regular brown bread that is soaked in like eggs and milk, and then you could fry it. So French toast could give you all the fat and calories that you require each day, and an average person should consume about 25 to 35 calories a day, and it's also high in protein. You can get about 8 grams of protein from French toast.
I'm Shayla, and I did mine on white bread. So white bread is better than brown bread because like it tastes better, and brown bread is healthier, but like you could just make smaller portions of white bread.
Okay. My name is Samaya, and I did mine on brown bread. Why I like brown bread is because, well, brown bread is so much more healthier and contains a lot of nutrients. And pros of the brown bread is they contain a lot of fiber, and they help lower your cholesterol, and they lower your blood pressure.
Hi, my name's Carter.
And my name's Irene.
And our slide is on unusual world breads.
And the first one is the bread like cargo. It's a flat Tibetan bread made with baking powder and fried. And then is the baseline. It's a Turkish flatbread, which is usually eaten fresh. The jumper, an Australian soda bread, and the mantou, a steam bun from China made with quad flour and often slightly sweetened.
The next one is melon pan, and it's a Japanese bread made from enriched dough covered in a layer of cookie dough. And the next one is vanaka, and it's traditionally eaten in the Czech Republic and Slovakia. The dough is enriched with egg and milk to form a bread which is similar to brioche. And that's the end of our bread presentation. Does anybody have any questions?
I would have a question. It's very silly. I didn't know about the ducklings, but what about squirrels?
I'm not sure.
That's a really good question. We are not sure about squirrels. I don't think squirrels even like bread. They seem to just like nuts around here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Good question.
Thank you. Maybe a nut bread.
Sorry, what country are you from? We were a little late coming to the conference.
Okay, we are from Brazil. We have people from Taiwan, Poland, and Mike from the United States.
Wonderful. Thank you. Are there any other questions?
I have one more question. The damper is an Australia soda bread, right? But we learn in school that soda is like soft drinks. Is that the same soda or is it a different one, like baking soda?
I believe it's like a baking soda.
See, baking soda in Portuguese would be.
Good question. Soda and baking soda both have bubbles, but baking soda has a leviate factor, so it'll help make the bread rise.
Yes, it must be good for our digestive system.
Yes. Yes. So do we use yeast in our bread? A lot of yeast. Usually it's about 2.5 teaspoons of yeast when you're making a loaf of bread. But we have bread that a lot of times we don't even make with yeast, that you can just, it's like a quick bread that you can do in the oven. Yeast, you usually have to let it rise. The longer it rises, the better. So if you want to let it rise overnight, that would be ideal in the fridge. You're welcome.
My mother used to make banana bread with cinnamon.
Cinnamon and,
but
oh, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, but she let them grow under the sun, not overnight. It would have to be a sunny day to grow with the yeast. I think she used a biological yeast.
Oh, interesting. Typically, when we make banana bread here, we don't include yeast in our banana bread. It's a sweet bread that you would just add the bananas instead of like a sugar. You can put sugar in there, but the bananas make it sweet tasting. That's interesting how the bananas, maybe that's how she ripens the bananas, by letting them sit out in the sun. It's always good if you're baking bread to have warm ingredients. You don't want to add anything cold, so if the bananas are warm, it helps the bread rise.
That makes sense.
Are there any other questions? If not, I don't know. Oh, canola. Yes, what is canola oil? So canola is a type of plant that we produce here in Canada. It grows in our fields, and they're able to process it grows kind of like looking like wheat in the fields, and they're able to process it and make it into an oil that's used in different baked goods or different products that we sell in our grocery stores. So it'd be like an alternative to olive oil, or yeah, olive oil could be used instead. All right, are there any other groups that, has every other group presented? We probably missed the other groups, I'm guessing. Yeah. Both are muted. Okay, perfect. All right. Thank you. We will have a peek at that. Are there more, so there's no more groups to go at this point? Are we the last country to present? Okay. We are in London, Ontario. Yes, we're Eastern Standard Time. We are about 2 hours west of Toronto, and actually right between Toronto and Detroit. Detroit's an American city. 12 hours. So it's 9 o'clock at night. Oh, that'd be our. Oh, wow. Interesting. And what's the weather like in? Absolutely. Yeah, and I feel like people don't know they're not supposed to feed bread to ducks. I'll tell you a funny story. My husband, he was going to propose to me. We were about 10 years ago. He was going to propose to me. We were going for a walk in a park. He'd actually brought a bag of bread to feed to the ducks, and we got in trouble for trying to feed the ducks the bread. This was before it was kind of known that you shouldn't feed bread to ducks. And yeah, I don't know. They don't often post signs, but they probably should post signs in local parks that say it's dangerous to feed the ducks, because then they don't feed off their natural habitat of bugs and different foliage in the water, and then they get really sick. Yeah, I don't think any animals really should be eating our processed food. It's not good for their digestive system. I'm just wondering, what's the weather like in Taiwan right now? is it what you would call rainy season?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's horrible. Sorry to hear that. We have hurricane season here right now. We're far from the ocean, but there are hurricanes that are hitting the east coast off the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah, around North Carolina in the United States right now. Just because of the warmer ocean temperature right now, they're a little bit more severe than they have been in past years. Yeah, but that's a whole nother video conference topic, I suppose.
Yeah. Mary, if you could tell them a little bit about what's going to happen next month and your special guest. Okay. Thank you so much today. Sorry about some of the technological snafus on my end. And Mary, if you could send me the recording as soon as you can, I appreciate it. Right. And I also have some PowerPoints I'm going to send out to you, to everyone this afternoon. So as soon as I get the other stuff, I'll put it all together. Okay. Thank you so much, guys.